Watching my child cry and go through torment and pain because of what his mother is going through is one thing, but to have him put his hands on my son, it was the final straw.
I've been driven out to the middle of the desert here in Vegas that basically put unconscious where I couldn't breathe, and basically told that I was going to be left there. That was the last place I ever see alive.
Lauren and MJ, April,
and I'm running from my abuser.
And Natasha.
After being strangled, that just was like, okay, my life, basically I seen my life flash before my eyes.
These 4 women are among 17 people who've come forward to 13 Investigates.
Women like us need help. We need stability, we need support, we need direction.
All of which they thought they'd get at SafeNest, Nevada's largest domestic violence shelter.
We come to SafeNest to feel like we're safe, but instead we're in danger.
Instead, I got a nightmare. Instead, I was scared.
They all say they were beaten down.
Cause I'm in your face right now!
Forced to endure an unhealthy, unstable, unsafe environment.
And I never felt safe there. I felt more traumatized and more scared than as if I was with the person that, the guy that abused me.
The women and children we spoke to were at SafeNest in varying stages from fall of 2023 through summer of 2024. They describe frequent fights between residents and an environment plagued by drugs, weapons, theft, and filth.
It's Hunger Games there. You have to basically fight to survive in there. It's horrible.
One woman who told us she was a sexual assault victim and did not want to appear on camera sent us photos and emails she shared with SafeNest staff and also with contacts within Clark County and the court. In addition to dirty living conditions, they show a knife left lying on a toilet tank and drug paraphernalia on a changing table.
It was not surprising to hear those complaints.
SafeNest CEO Liz Ortenberger.
It wasn't surprising because what we run is called a low barrier shelter with folks that are fleeing lethal situations of domestic violence. And so that creates an environment that can sometimes be very difficult to navigate, which is why we have staff on site 24/7.
This door.
A low barrier shelter is one with minimal requirements for entry, reducing obstacles that typically prevent people from accessing shelter services. But that's not to be confused with requirements the shelter has to meet to receive government funding.
Their mission statement is to empower, to protect, to support, and to embrace the women and the children. And now they have men there. And that's not what happened.
When I asked, why are we allowing men in here, they said we can't discriminate.
Ortenberger understands it may be uncomfortable.
We do have male victims in shelter. We do our best, again, in a communal living environment to create that space that's comfortable for everybody. It is a difficult situation, and it is a change in some of the grant funding requirements around how shelters operate.
April took live photos in May of what she and multiple others say was a male client sexually assaulting an intoxicated female client.
All these alarm bells and stuff are ringing off in my head looking at this girl like she's helpless, she's not even conscious, she's not even speaking or responsive.
With proof on her phone, she ran to get the staff who she says moved the intoxicated woman to another room.
That's probably one of the scarier things that was brought to our attention. And I don't know if it was brought to yours.
Again, I have no way to comment on something I haven't seen.
Do you want me to show it to you?
I'm very concerned about videos being shared with staff, with the shelter location, with all those kinds of things. So no, not at this time.
Ortenberger didn't look at any of the photos or videos residents shared with us, emphasizing the need to protect client privacy, which is true and also the reason we've blurred all faces in the pictures and videos. But clients like April say if they don't get proof, they won't be believed.
Because they never believe me when I tell people stuff because the way how my nerves is, and I do have a brain injury and how I talk. But I saw what I saw and I took pictures and then I showed the staff.
Natasha and April both shared videos of clients fighting.
Come on, because I'm tired of this. Come out there. Come on here. Okay, come on. Come on.
saying there were frequent outbreaks of violence inside the place that's supposed to shelter you from just that.
What's wrong? Stop! Break it down! What's going on?
Weapons are another issue.
A lady brandished a knife at me, and I was scared that she may stab me in my sleep. I was sleeping above her.
Natasha photographed this butcher knife in someone's suitcase, so I asked the CEO about it.
We have not had an issue with weapons on property being used.
But police reports 13 Investigates obtained through a public records request say something different. From January through mid-August of this year, Metro received 89 calls for service at SafeNest, meaning police were at the shelter nearly every other day, responding to reports of battery, assault, fights, theft, child abuse, and wanted suspects. Just 6 days into 2024, Metro arrested a SafeNest client who reportedly pistol whipped another resident. The police report shows the gun, which turned out to be a BB gun but is still considered a firearm, was concealed in the assailant's bra along with pepper spray and a pocket knife.
They had basically created an environment that condoned bullying and condoned a gang behavior, gang type behavior with individuals by not responding and not addressing safety concerns when they were originally brought up.
Ortenberger says they rely heavily on a partnership with Metro within the confines of protecting client confidentiality. But 13 Investigates discovered that strict adherence to a privacy policy has interfered with police work. Reports we reviewed show at least 3 occasions where police responding to reports of assault and battery inside the shelter were unable to get identifying information about suspects or see surveillance video because SafeNest staff refused to provide it without a subpoena.
It's the complete mayhem. The staff are telling the clients that they basically have to do all the policing and making reports and document incidents.
In another case, staff would not give information about a suspect, so a client stepped in and gave it. And in a third incident, staff was the one who alerted Metro, and in that case, they did provide the information requested. All to say, rules appear to be applied differently depending on the scenario.
If they don't see it, it never happened. That's pretty much how they handle things.
That contention is also supported in police records, including this child abuse report from August 10th. The responding officer asked staff if there had been previous accusations, and she stated multiple other tenants have alleged child abuse, but nothing was witnessed by the staff. Given that it's noted in the arrest report and CPS was called in, I pressed SafeNest on this. All they would say is that they follow all mandated reporter responsibilities.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
Nobody helps, nobody cares.
They actually destroyed my spirit and my will a lot of the times to even to move forward from my abuse situation.
You call it SafeNest, but we're not safe.
SafeNest told me in an email that while police reports can provide insight, the situations involved are often much more complicated. They declined to comment on what any individual told us, saying to do so would violate privacy and could jeopardize the safety of current clients. But the violence at SafeNest is just the beginning of what our investigation uncovered. As our coverage continues, we'll take a closer look at the living conditions inside the shelter. That story Monday on Channel 13 at 6. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.